Hi guys and girls, welcome back to Watch the Time. So I'm bringing you another San Martin, but this San Martin looks hot to trot, I'm not going to lie. I saw the pictures and I was like, I've got to get me in one of these. It's a pilot's watch. It's a first in a couple of senses, for me anyway. So it's a Damascus steel watch with the effect. You'll see that. You've seen the wrist shot already. It looks really cool. Mother of pearl dial. I had a mother of pearl in Invicta, but I don't really class that watch as one that I've had because it wasn't one that I really intended to keep anyway, to be honest. So this has legs to stay in my collection. Has it lived up to the expectation? I did put a community post on my YouTube when I bought this watch because I was excited. Does it live up to what you'd expect given the build quality you get from San Martin? Given the mother of pearl dial, the Damascus steel, yeah, it has all the recipes to be a banging watch. And I do know that most watches that you buy that have Damascus steel, because of how long it takes and the work that goes into it, and mother of pearl and stuff, you can't get this for sort of £300. I know it's AliExpress, so it's going to be a problem. But given what you potentially are getting, I do think that this watch offered too much for me to overlook it. So I've got it in. Hopefully by the end of this video you'll know as to whether it's for you or not. 39mm Damascus steel mother of pearl. It sounds good, doesn't it? Does it deliver? Let's have a look. So without further ado, let's get the camera turned around and get on with it. Alright guys, so this is the watch. As you can see, it's another San Martin. But you'd have known that from the intro anyway. I quite like this packaging actually. I know it's divided opinion. I think it's pretty cool. I like the fact they put some thought into it in terms of the front of the watch, back of the bottom of the watch and stuff like that. There's the watch, and as you'll see, it's a stunner. Really beautiful watch. Really enjoyed wearing it for the last sort of week or so. Let me just put that to the side. You've got the usual packaging inside. I'll see if I can take this inner out. It doesn't tend to go very well. I don't know if anyone else has problems taking this out or if it's just me, but there we go. So we managed to get it out. Inside you've got the usual. So you've got a hang tag that they use. You've also got a screwdriver and watch removal tool to sort of do the swing bars and stuff. But yeah, that's what you get inside. Warranty card signed, which I'm sure you'd expect with San Martin and the instruction manual and stuff. Put it all back in. I don't tend to read any of this stuff at this point. I just want you to see it, just in case it will be your first San Martin. You haven't seen one before. Let's get it all put back together. Because obviously you want to see the watch. As much as I appreciate the packaging, I don't buy watches for the packaging. It's the watch we want to look at. And like I say, so this watch is limited edition. But if you're watching this now, it would just be coming back out on sale because they asked me to hold off just a little while. But yeah, I saw this watch. I put it as a community post on my YouTube channel, and I just loved it. Look at that dial, man. And like I said, the Damascus steel at the sides. But let's get on with the usual review that I normally do. So the model number for this is the SN030-D. Inside it's running an automatic PT5000 movement. I'll bring some information up about that now. High beat movement. A lot of people do really like these movements. They can be certified to chronometer standard and run within really good parameters. This is running sort of 2 seconds a day fast, so you can't really grumble with that, to be honest. Yeah, really nice movement, doing the business in this watch. And I've got to say, I've not had one PT5000 that wasn't running pretty bang on, so they're obviously doing some really good stuff. The construction of this watch is mainly 316L stainless steel. Aside from the crystal, it's all, so the case, bezel, crown, case back and pin buckle clasp, all 316L stainless steel. The bezel and the case and crown all have Damascus steel effect, which just looks amazing. I haven't seen many watches with Damascus steel in and around £300, I've got to say. So it was definitely another thing that drew me to it, as well as that mother of pearl dial. Look at that, it just looks phenomenal. But yeah, I'll try not to get caught up in it. But yeah, the spec, other parts of the watch, the case thickness of this watch is 12mm. The case diameter, when you measure from the 8 to the 2, it was coming in at 39.1mm. When you include the crown, you go from 9 to the 3, it comes in at 43.3mm. The lug width is 20, and the lug to lug tip to tip is 48.9mm. So some really good specs there in terms of how it's going to fit on the wrist and hug your wrist. The case back is screwed down, sterile, but does the job. No Damascus effect on there, but I don't think you need to go through the hassle of including it because I know it's quite a lot of work and it does the job. Screwed down, no issues there. Fixed bezel, it is high polish, but it's got Damascus effect going around as well. And I've got to say, guys, as I keep mentioning it, I've been transfixed by this watch. Really like it. I don't want to say too much, but yeah, really nice. And the crown is situated at the free, again with Damascus effect on there, and it is a screw down crown, onion style crown. The strap is leather and rubber underneath, which again is a really nice touch. It's not quick release pins, unfortunately, but for me, I'm not going to be taking it off this anytime soon, so I quite like it. The rubber and the leather on top is quite a nice combination because if you sweat and stuff, I find rubber to be a little bit better to deal with than rubber. Rubber's better than leather. It's easier to disperse the sweat and dry and stuff. So yeah, leather on the top, rubber at the bottom. It's a pin buckle clasp, and these clasps are very well engineered. I'll bring a picture up of it now, as well as it, and you look at it. So well engineered, so well finished. In terms of, they've even got a faceted edge on the clasp, high polished and nicely engraved, really nicely done. The crystal covering the dial, I'm sure you'd expect, is sapphire crystal, doing the job there. And the water resistance is cited as being 100 meters, so that'll give you 10 atmospheres of water resistance. So yeah, you'll be able to take it swimming and stuff. And with the screw down crown, screw down case back, I wouldn't have an issue with that. With the rubber elements of the strap, I've got it wet, had no issues either. So there you go. The weight will appear in the top right hand corner. It's in and around 93 grams, give or take. But let's have a look at the dial now, guys, in a bit more detail, because this dial is beautiful. I know I've said it and I'll keep saying it, absolutely stunning. Let me undo the crown so we can actually take it to a bit more of a neutral position. As you know, I would like to go to sort of 20 past 8, just so you can have a good butchers at it. But yeah, so you've got a minute track going around the outer edge. Inside that, you've got applied numeral indices everywhere, going from 1 to 12. The indices on this, guys, are stunning. You'd have seen that hopefully in the macro I included at the start of the video. Really nicely done. All loom filled, as are the hands, and I'll bring that up now just so you can have an idea of the loom. Very happy with the loom. I know we kind of get used to it now with San Martin. They don't tend to mess about with their loom, and again on this, given it's a pilot style watch, not a diver, they've definitely popped a bit of loom on there. Just below the 12 o'clock, you've got San Martin logo applied onto the dial, and just above the 6 o'clock, you've got automatic 100 meters equals 330 feet. The real star of the show, though, guys, as much as it's all well finished, is that dial. Like, let's look at it. In different lighting conditions, it just gives off different looks, and it's my first real mother of pearl dial, and I love it. I just love it. It just looks so beautiful. The aesthetic of this watch is stunning. Running it inside, it's running a PT 5000 movement. As I said, high beat movement. You take it out, there is a ghost position, unfortunately. You take it all the way out, it will hack. You put it back in, it will start back up again. You can turn the crown to charge it. Take it out to the first position, nothing will happen. But I did talk to them because there's no clicks, so I did ask them if they'd removed anything, sort of like the date itself, and they said they hadn't, but it doesn't feel like anything's there. You can't hear anything, which you normally can when you change the date, so that's strange. But nice, I quite like the fact you can't hear anything when you turn it, and as I said, if you take it out to the second position, it does hack. Put it back and it will start back up. My only gripe sometimes is engaging the crown. It's a bit gritty, which is a bit of a shame, because the rest of the watch is banging, I've got to say, and I'm sure that's something they'll be able to rectify, or it might just be on my watch. But yeah, that's the movement, guys. That's the loom, that's the hands, indices, yeah, all that good stuff. Let me just pop on the wrist quickly, give you an idea of what it looks like on my wrist. So my wrist is just above a 7-inch wrist for your reference. I put it on a bit looser today because it is a bit warm, but that's what it looks like from the back, with that beautiful crown and leather/rubber strap, and that's what it looks like on wrist. And this watch is a beauty. Yeah, as I say, got lots of compliments at work for this watch, and I'm very happy with it. I'm very glad I managed to pick one up. So keep your eyes peeled. And I dare say, if you're watching it at the time, or in and around the time you're watching this, I'm sure they've released some more, because that's what they asked me to do, is just hold off a little bit. But anyway, that'll take me on to what I think is pants and Pukka about the watch. I always like to start with pants. I like to go on a high with Pukka. So what I think is pants, yeah, I already mentioned it. The crown engagement, it is a bit gritty, and is once it does pop a little bit, but once you put it back on, it's not always easy to start the turning action with the thread. And like I said, it does feel, the crown engagement feels a bit gritty and stuff. The ghost position on the movement, I think we should be able to expect movements with no date complication, if they're going to have no date on the dial at the sort of price point San Martin are beginning to operate. And that then also take me on to the price. I think this watch is a good watch for the money. £300. I think with the mother of pearl dial, the Damascus steel, the high beat movement, the strap, the finishing, all the stuff you're getting is a great proposition. But I think the fact the price is £300 for AliExpress, I think could pose them a problem. But I think if they set up themselves up as a micro brand with their own website, I kind of feel that people would pay that. But it's just the AliExpress effect, which I've spoken to them about, and yeah, but that's not for here nor there. So just to surmise what I think is pants is, I'd go with the crown engagement, the ghost position, the price for some, given the platform they're on. What I think is Pukka, a lot more the dial. I dare say you was expecting me to say the dial, just because it's absolutely stunning. The hands and indices, more the indices than the hands. The hands are finished nicely, but those indices are beautiful, well finished, very clear. Loom on it is fantastic, and yeah, loom. The case finishing in terms of that Damascus steel. Again, I'll show you. I just pick it up. I've got fingerprints on there as well, guys, so I do apologise, but that Damascus steel is just triumphant. I wasn't sure how I'd feel about it, but I really like it, I've got to say. The clasp, as I said already, just the finish on this clasp alone is just screams quality. Really nice. And the strap, as I said, the sort of leather on top, rubber on the bottom, I think is really nice, and it really works for me. I think it's a really nice strap, and one that I'll definitely keep on this watch. So again, just to surmise what I think is Pukka, is I'll go with the dial, the hands and indices, the loom, the case finishing, clasp and strap are what I think is Pukka. And would I recommend the watch? Wholeheartedly. It's £300 with a PT 5000 movement, extra £100, that's £400 with the Salita SW200 or 300, excuse me. Yeah, I think it's a great proposition. I think the stumbling block they have realistically is the fact that it's on AliExpress, and there's other brands that are not operating at the same level as San Martin, say. So it kind of they suffer a little bit from that. But in terms of the watch itself, it's beautiful. I did buy this for the channel, but guess what's happened? I'm keeping it. I'm just going to sell one of my other watches and for it just to take its place, because I think this watch is a real beauty. So yeah, I would recommend the watch, guys. But as always, guys and girls, please let me know what you think about this watch, and maybe any other watches you may want to see on the channel. And as always say, don't forget to like, subscribe, and always watch the time. Take care, guys. All the very best.